Welcome to the Lore Sucks at Video Games feature. I'm your host, Sucks at Video Games, playing the game Lore. The opposite of that. So, last night, you'll notice we're not actually in the game yet, as usual. Last night I was cooking, like you do. Knocking things off my desk, like you do. And I was like, I'm going to look into this game a little bit more. So I did. I found out a few additional things, a few additional tidbits. There was some fun stuff here and there. A lot of what I found out really codified a lot of what I think about this game. And I mean that sincerely. The game is more or less literally designed to discourage typical combat. There's stuff everywhere that you can use in order to just kick or knock or slide or fall over, or basically physics your way to victory rather than traditional fighting. I also decided to look into exactly what the increased difficulties do, and they do exactly what you'd expect. More health, more damage, which is boring and dumb. However, it's interesting to me because that basically just means each of the difficulties makes you lean on the physics side of things even more than you already would. So it's I suppose it could be debated to be more difficult. At that point, you just run around with a staff all the time. Oh, speaking of which, I decided to look into a couple other things too. The difference between weapon types. The biggest difference, the biggest stat thing I came up with was the staff, the actual bow staff you can wield, because this thing actually increases. I should say, put it this way: you block more with the staff than you do with anything other than a shield. So that's the advantage of using a staff in melee combat. But anyways, that's about it. The axe and the sword are functionally identical. The only real difference is that all the best weapons are swords. So, whatever. Anyways, by the way, good morning, Loner. Zilok, Magister. What's up, guys? So I was looking into that, and I was like, okay, yeah, no, that pretty much codifies what I was thinking of it. So I started thinking, well, hang on, there are two sections of this game where physics were not really an option. One was the battle with Loktar, what the hell his name was, the orc, the one shaman, and the other was the spider battle. Now, I didn't really have an answer to the spider battle, but I found out that you can actually physics your way through the orc fight. Seriously, all you have to do is knock him over, and once he's knocked over, you just kick him a few times, and thanks to the way the engine works, each kick is doing physics damage as he collides with whatever he's running into. You can kill him in like 10 seconds. I'm not sure if there's anything equivalent with the spiders. Oh, and speaking of which, no, I didn't get the no spiders mod working because, well, basically because the file is gone and I couldn't find a good archive of it, and I just decided, screw it, whatever. But anyways. So that's neat. But the other thing I discovered as I was looking into it is that most of the game seems designed quite deliberately to make you multi-spec, trying to focus on melee plus magic, or magic plus support, or melee plus stealth, or whatever, right? Apparently there are not enough points in the game to actually do a full build, so in other words, to get everything. So you do have to kind of decide and pick and choose, and that does kind of help codify the negative I already gave for the lack of respecking. However, with that in mind, I feel like I have a couple more options to try and pursue in order to make my way through the combat sections that I've been having trouble with, including one spell which I'm going to try and get as soon as I have the points for it. Now, none of that helps the lighting problem. That's just there's nothing I can do about that because it's literally not an option, and some of the other issues I have with it. But you know, long and the short of it is, I'm thinking I'm going to go and give one very last positive to the gameplay for this game. Now, you could say this is me being generous, and that's up to you. Yeah, go ahead, go ahead. But it's mostly about, it's basically just a second plus for the physics, is really what it boils down to. The fact that the overwhelming majority of interactions in this game revolve around the physics engine. Someone pointed out something that I didn't quite pick up on, which is actually interesting. During the tutorial level, they tutorialize the physics before they tutorialize the combat. Now you might say, okay, so? When it comes to tutorialization, you can tell a lot about a designer's mindset from the order in which they tutorialize things. If they tutorialize your stuff... Oh, I didn't equip my armor. Yeah, I didn't even notice that. When they tutorialize, like, jumping before flying, or What's another example? Crouching before jumping. The point is that the way they do that, the way they tutorialize things to you, gives an insight into how important they think certain game mechanics are. This is true for an enormous quantity of games if you actually sit and think about it. And that brings me back to my point. The fact that they tutorialize the physics before the combat says everything it needs to. And if you remember, immediately after the combat tutorial is another physics tutorial. This is the one with the spikes. Knock him over the edge, and then knock him onto the spikes. You remember that one? So I am going to go ahead and codify a second positive for creative and consistent usage of physics as the primary gameplay vehicle. Now, I know this is going to sound strange, but actually, I think you need a talent for that, Takoida. I'll check when we get into the game. Now, this is just me with the advantage of years of analysis and the advantage of hindsight looking at this, but as weird as this may sound, I kind of wish there was actually less combat emphasis in the game and more physics emphasis in the game. I know that sounds so stupid, but I'm going to use a more modern game as an example. Divinity Original Sin 2. There is an inordinate quantity of fights in that game, which you could defeat with basically the ability to fling a barrel and light it on fire, right? And there's a lot of that in this game, but they need to go even further is basically my idea. Like, imagine if rather than, I shall use this big sword to hit you in the face, the melee tree was just erased completely. Imagine if instead of the melee tree you had basically the defense tree, a tree entirely centered around preventing damage from hitting you at all, and maybe push back. Yes, I know, Vigilant, I read it. I was actually just referencing it. Because I've noticed, like I said, I watched a few things. Apparently, you actually can do a bit of a pushback once you have a shield equipped to help push guys into, oil or fire or spikes or pits or whatever. So I feel like, with the advantage of hindsight, it would be cool if they just straight up got rid of the melee combat as an option at all, other than like very specific things like maybe killing the Cyclops, and otherwise focused entirely on if you go down the melee tree, you're just focusing on not taking damage and instead trying to redirect the effect. I just think that would be a cool idea in this case. It would especially be interesting because I've discovered that several of the actual developers from the Thief team, the team that made Thief, the Dark Project, actually did work on this game. And anybody who knows anything about Thief knows that game went way out of its way in order to try and de-emphasize combat. So, anyways, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Make sure I'm up to date here, which we are as soon as I add this one. And by the way, good morning. Who else do I got here? Looks like Myron's here, Platty, Durg, Upon a Time, Zilloke, if I didn't say hi, Bragwin. What's up, Bragwin? And Hazardous. What's up, guys? And Mihawk. Did I say hi to Mihawk? What's up? Alright, so let's go ahead and get the game started. Because, oh my gosh. This game is not the biggest pain of a game I've ever played. Or streamed, I should say. But my god, this is aggravating every time I gotta do this. Come on. Oh, and near as I could tell, that super skippable thing I mentioned is actually a straight-up bug. So, yay. Are we here? Can we see it? As always, I gotta rely on you guys for this. Okay, thank you. It's Creepface McCreepy. I guess we'll find out, Dakota. Ah, yes, this section. So, let's re-equip our armor and our ring.
Leanne, she's alive.
Help me!
Leanna, no!
No fix that I'm aware of, no. Alright, now we gotta go save her. Let's see if we can...
Stay where you are!
I've noticed one other thing, too, and I don't mind this. There's a pattern to getting that weaving going. Like, if you see it every now and again, it's where I weave back and forth. Like that. Smoothly back and forth.
Prepare your...
Okay. There we go. Good morning, Quanta. No, I'm pretty sure I can't equip that. Oh my god, I can. That's weird. Okay, you may not remember this, but the last time I tried to equip that, it was like, that is a blessed thing from blessedness. That's actually why it's down here with the other blessed gear. Because it was like, oh, so it's blessed. God, it's so dark. It's so dark. Why is it so dark? Oh god, I'm turned around again. Where are we? Where are we? Let's center ourselves. So there's the pit. And where's the knockoff point? That's the knockoff points. Okay, never mind. We're in the right place. I have also discovered one other thing. This is even further de-emphasizing the combat. So the way the game detects whether or not you hit or whether an enemy hits and how much damage it does is effectively 100% on the physics, the collision of it. Which means that basically if you're holding up your shield to block, you have about a 10% chance for it just to not work because their hit hits someplace that technically your shield isn't, even if you're actually facing them. Or, same for, you know, reverse, basically. In effect, and I've talked about this concept before, what we're seeing is an engine not designed for a particular gameplay mechanic being forced to do a particular gameplay mechanic. This is Mario Kart in Warcraft 3 all over again.
We stand on the threshold of a great triumph.
I'm not going to ding it for that, not any more than I already have. But I thought I'd point it out. Because people far smarter than me, and who are far more dedicated than me, have already done the tests proving my point that I just said. I've been suspecting that for a while, but it was nice to know that I was right. Oh yeah, by the way, you can basically provoke friendly fire for the same exact reason.
Prepare to die!
Now the adrenaline thing is actually a pretty nice mechanic, and I will give it that. The adrenaline thing is basically your way to bypass combat. You've been in combat for X amount of time, you know, hitting or blocking or whatever. Now you can just avoid combat. Congratulations.
Did I hear something?
Hello, little Billy. Get
You won't
back.
stay hidden for long.
I'm right. Come here.
Get
Now there is actually a spell I'd like to get, but I don't think I'm going to. Because we're at the point now where skill points are extremely scarce. And I need that last strength point to be able to equip the best gear in the game, so... Well, let's see if we live this time. Yeah, I didn't think so. Good morning, Blue Wolf. Okay. Yeah, I heard someone describe it to Quota as, you know, you can fight them legitimately, and you could die. I'm reminded of one of my favorite sections of the Honor Harrington series. Which is a series of books that I actually recommend to anybody, because they're actually really good. Actually. There's this bit where she is fighting...
I haven't seen him. I don't know if he's returned from Stonehelm.
I wish I... It's annoying to have to keep his room clean when there's no one using it.
He comes and goes unpredictably. Best to take the time to keep it tidy.
I know, I know. At least it's easy. There's so little furniture in there, it hardly looks like a bedroom.
Who needs a bedroom when you don't sleep?
I mean, I can think of some other things for a bedroom.
There is our house.
It's where you meditate. Or maybe you admire your fine artwork. I don't know, there's things. So, what the hell was I talking about? Honor Harrington. There's this bit where Honor herself, who is a naval captain, is basically provoked into doing a sword duel with someone who is a duelist. Someone who actually does dueling tournaments with swords. And he is like, ha 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 ha, I have this medal and this medal and this thing, and I'm going to wreck your face. And so he goes in for a light feint to get a hit on her shoulder. Gets the hit on her shoulder. She then chops up and knocks his sword out of his hand and then cuts him down in one swing. And everyone's like, oh my god! And at some point, I forget when, but later on, Honor describes her strategy as, the goal is to kill the enemy, and this is a sword. I'm not trying for points or to be fancy. And something about that really amused me and has stuck with me ever since. So this looks like something I should be able to interact with. Let me see if there's... Ah, there it is. We must save Lyanna. She's on my side, apparently.
Where would Arendir keep his journal? Where would we find his personal effects?
Please? Is there no one here? No one with a soul?
Her again? Oh, forget her. You have to retrieve the skull. She'll just slow you down.
She's still alive.
Where would Arendir keep his journal? Where would we find his personal effects?
Please? Is there no one here? No one with a soul?
Her again? Oh, forget her. You have to retrieve the skull. She'll just slow you down.
She's still alive. We must find a way down to the pit.
You don't have time for that girl. You must stop Arendir.
There's an interesting question. Do we have a soul? Like, part demon, right? I don't know how demons work in this setting. Well, style... This is where I just came from, isn't it? Style is always understandable when it comes to combat things. I mean, Devil May Cry, right? I'm stuck. Hang on. See, we're inching. Almost there, maybe. Nope, we stopped inching. There we go, we're good, we're safe. Yeah, exactly, Dakota. That's why I say style is the goal, not winning. Unless you're on the harder difficulties, in which the goal is... Speaking of... Actually, you know what? I have the third best weapon I have access to. See, this is what I mean by the timing. See, if I just mash, it doesn't do that. And if I take it too slowly, it doesn't do it. So there's a timing to get that back and forth weave that I'm trying to do here. For quote-unquote optimized DPS. Okay. Hello, Sakage. But yeah, based on what I've read, I have built my character wrong, to put it as simply as possible. And I am suffering for it. Hence that negative. So now I gotta deal with that.
Giant spiders. For every one you see, there's another dozen hiding.
Don't let them steal my soul!
Where's my shield? Where's my shield? Where's my shield? Why is she so worried about them spiders stealing her soul? Is she just being facetious at this point? Of course there is Loner, but I mean, that doesn't really help the game, does it? Actually, I should say there's no option to reset points, only to give points. I don't know if there's one to reset points. Alright, who's hitting me? What's hitting me? That guy up there. I don't see any physics I can use here. Which at this point I'm almost tempted to say is a negative to gameplay. 57 negatives to gameplay for lack of physics. In all seriousness though, I'm not seeing any physics here. Which is bad. Especially for a game that, as I mentioned earlier, heavily emphasizes physics over combat. You know, it's not like ad fights are automatically bad, but you ever notice how ad fights tend to be worse than other fights? This is boring. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm trying really hard not to be negative, but this is really boring. Yeah, like, maybe I could drop stalactites on its head. That would be a cool feature. Lure it around and be like, Shakung! Or maybe the ability to seal up the area where the ads are coming from, so there's no ads. You know, that'd be a nice thing. Please stop de-equipping my shield. I'm not even sure what it's doing. Yeah, I already explained that problem yesterday to Quota. I'm still not sure what's going on with that. But given how much of an issue we've been having with everything else, I'm willing to just chalk it up to bug. Oh, we did it. Yay. What's left? Anything left? It's Traven! Die, Traven! Why did you turn into a giant spider, Traven? Why would you betray me like this? Where is she? Anyways, thank you very, very much, Trafen. As always, I do much appreciate those subs. Thank you. Now, because I can't really alt-tab at the moment... No, I did a little testing with it. I think I know exactly what it is, and I could work around it, but it still kind of sucks. So I'm gonna basically stand by the negative there. Breath of the Wild. So noted. Thank you again. So here's what it is. My mind, the way my mind works is I'm gonna demonstrate really obviously here. So you hold down and then you release, and then you hold down and then you release. That's how my mind thinks that a charge attack kind of approach should work. But that's not how it actually works in this game. Because what happens is you hold down and then you release, and then you hold down again, but it doesn't actually acknowledge that you started holding down again. You have to be back at a neutral state to get back to that. So what you have to do is you have to hold down, release, wait until you're done with whatever animation or attacks, and then hold down, and then release, and so forth and so on. In other words, it doesn't acknowledge the beginning of holding down until you're reverted to a neutral state. So I can't start holding again for the next charge attack and have it acknowledge it in the middle of an attack, if that makes any kind of sense. So I've been trying to move around that, now that I've discovered that that's the issue. Yeah, no, there's no input buffer, exactly. Now again, to be clear, for this, in case I'm not explaining myself correctly, I'm not wanting to be able to stagger, like charge... Okay, God, how do I describe this? What I don't want is charge and then release, and then I start charging again immediately so I can release as soon as I let go. That's not what I mean. What I mean is I want it to acknowledge I have begun the action of charging as soon as I am holding down the button. So what should happen then, in my estimation, and there's plenty of games that do this, is charge, release, attack animation, and then because I am already holding down the button, it then begins the new charge. Does that make sense? And that is what it does not do. Now, we'll see if blocking helps with this, but that's been the biggest issue I've been running into with that. Liana! Liana! Scream or something. Come on, help me out. Where are you? There was High Console Hot. How are things? Where is she? She wouldn't shut up earlier. Well, there are plenty of games that do exactly that, Hazardous. That's hence the idea. Yeah, the big spider's super dead. Liana. Watch, she died in the middle of the fight and I didn't even notice. She did die in the middle of the fight. What? Oh crap, this is back here, isn't it? This is after the fight. She probably got physicsed at some point. Okay. Good news is spiders are in fact weak to fire. I actually looked this up. Apparently each enemy type... There we go. God, the timing of this one's much worse. Each enemy type in the game actually has one weakness and one strength to accommodate all of the damage types. So basically every damage type in this game, something that you fight will be weak to it. It's kind of neat, but not great. Since fire and holy damage are by far king, thanks to the sheer percentage of enemies you'll be fighting which are weak to fire and holy damage. At least I know where she is now. Yeah.
Giant spiders. For every one you see, there's another dozen hiding.
It's not funny. I'm coming, I'm coming. I mean, I already did this legit, damn it. I don't know how to cheat, though. I guess I could just go God mode. Berserker it. Hey, Liana.
Hurry, cut me loose.
Okay.
You won't use me anymore, wench!
Yes, my love. She'd thwart your desires.
What? What?
Sarah, look out! The spider! Never mind me.
I'm gonna reload just in case that messes with things. Because that looked like that messed with things. You won't use me anymore, wench! Yeah. Die! 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 Die, brute force. Die. Is that everything? Continue dying. Okay. I also found out how to take infinite falling damage in this game. I'm serious. See, one of the other things I looked up speedruns for this game. And I discovered a few interesting things from that.
See, there's another dozen hiding.
Don't let them steal my soul! Help!
No, Maze. I've already done this fight. So this is actually technically our third time doing this now. And I'm tired of it.
You won't use me anymore when...
God damn it, how do I cut you loose without hitting you? How is it physically possible? Maybe I just try the interact button.
Hurry! Cut me loose! Sarah! My dear, my... Thank you.
Don't use that word. Okay, apparently we just interact with her. We don't attack her at all. That's what it takes. Come on, finish talking so I can go kill the spider.
Sarah! Look out! The spider! Never mind me! Kill that thing!
Well, that was the plan. Ba-da-doo, ba-ba-doo, ba-ba-doo, ba-ba-doo-doo-doo, ba-ba-doo, ba-ba-doo, ba-ba-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. So this is what I mean. I have to wait until it gets back to neutral there in order to be able to start charging again. Do you see that? That's what I was talking about earlier. Like, I can do that, it's just the exact opposite of how my brain automatically works on the matter. Okay. You still alive? Yeah, let's do this. Favorite ghost story? Lavender Town. You alive?
You'll
I knew you'd
regret
find
this.
me.
She's a hindrance.
Sarah, have you discovered Aarontir's plans?
No, not yet.
Come on, let's go.
Okay, so hang on. So SV. Oh, hang on. Let's turn God mode off. Cheats back off. There we go. Oh, and it's bugging out again. So let's reload. Favorite ghost story? I actually don't usually like ghost stories, especially in the traditional sense. So I'm not sure I can think of a good one off the top of my head. The Ghost Who Ghosted Ghostville. That's clearly my favorite. Come on. I don't actually know where I'm going. It's kind of following you. Ah, fair. That was actually a pretty traditional ghost story. I'll give you that. So yeah, there you go. Neverwinter Nights 1. Well, since we just saved Liana, Console Hot, I suppose that answers your question. Okay, please stop getting stuck on the giant spider. Please. Let's try going over here. Look, I'm this way now. Maybe if I like kind of... Yeah. Okay, hang on. Save. Go that way.
Use me anymore, wench.
Yes, my love. She'd thwart your desires. Don't let her live.
That shouldn't count. Better not count. In fact, no, whatever. Remind me not to save. And please stop calling me your love. Both of you. Where's the... There it is.
Sarah, tell me the truth. What happened to you? What is that demonic aura? I can't believe you're one of those.
I am totally a demon.
She pours poison in your ears. Don't listen.
I'd like to tell you, but it's not a simple tale.
Don't say anything. You can be cleansed of this. I know a way. I will talk to the priest at the sanctuary of Elath in Stonehelm, if I make it out of here. If he hears from me, he will help you. His name is Delan. He's a good man.
Don't listen to her. She has no idea who you are. She knows nothing of your power. I do. I saved your life. She's been using you. Now as you come to your birthright, she wants you to renounce your power? What sort of a friend is that?
I don't think we can kill both. Actually, maybe we could kill both of them. I don't know. I may have accidentally spoiled some of the endings as a consequence of looking into things, but that's okay. It's not really a spoiler. It's kind of like spoiling the fact that there's the Force in Star Wars. Like, it's really, really obvious.
Have you discovered Erentyr's plans?
No, not yet.
Come on, let's go.
Go on. Or don't. That's cool. Are you, like, permanently hostile to me? Did I break it because I kicked you off of a spider's corpse? Erentyr did nothing wrong. Well, that's not true. There we go. Found his plans. God damn it! I'm really sick of poison. I am beyond sick of poison. Really? I'm in a necromancer's lair, and there's no spikes. Right. I haven't saved. Oh! We're okay! Holy crap! She was like, you know what? I've decided I don't want to be stuck on this giant spider. That doesn't sound like a good afternoon to me. In fact, yeah, let's get a save in now. Let's just overwrite that. They're like, oh my god, the Kickmaster has returned! Quick! Remove all the spikes! I don't know what accent that is. There are only spikes and pits in combat.
What is that demonic aura? I can't believe you're one of those.
She wants to own you. She pours poison in your ears. Don't listen.
I'd like to tell you, but it's not a simple tale.
Don't say anything. You can be cleansed of this. I know a way. I will talk to the priest at the sanctuary of Elath in Stonehelm, if I make it out of here. If he hears from me, he will help you. His name is Delan. He's a good man.
Don't listen to her. She has no idea who you are. She knows nothing of your power. I do. I saved your life. She's been using you. Now as you come to your birthright, she wants you to renounce your power? What sort of a friend is that?
Well, for one, she's not a succubus living in my brain, so she's got that going for her. Okay, so that's the exit. So, where are we? We need to find his place. Now, I actually had an idea where that was last time.
This must be his room. So where is his journal?
It's clearly right here. Hello, Injecto. What's up? Those who fear death are fools. Those who fear death stand against us. Those who fear death will throw every barrier in our way. Fight until the last breaths in their weakening bodies. Strive against the embracing darkness until it overwhelms them. Such effort is noble, and yet they are fools, for ours is the true path. All roads lead to darkness and death. Darkness is the heart's true essence. What I mean by that is, all roads lead to darkness and death, and it is better to welcome it with joy, to purge oneself of passions through death. And this guy's an idiot. It re-emerged stronger than before. Ours is the pure death, and we fight always against the infernal contagion. For centuries we have striven against the demon tainted to pollute the very earth with their presence, sought to bar way against the demon sovereign's return. Mighty was the prison woven by the seventh dragon, and yet it was weakened by treachery, flawed by deceit. One day it is prophesied the son of the demon sovereign may yet restore his father to a throne of rotting flesh and fire. That's pretty gross. And so we have sought to shatter this prophecy. The Skull of Shadows, ancient artifact of the seventh dragon, contains his hoary power. And may, oh my god, hang on, let's zip through this real quick. Okay, so, yeah, we're trying to stop the demon dude. Got it. That was like a full... Yes, it was. That was like a full page of just, here's how horrible it would be if the demon guy took over. So I have opened the portal between Nar-Haresh and Stormhelm, used the word Kar, which means skull in ancient Shantiri language, to unlock its power, as is proper. For deep within the heart of Stormhelm lies a yawn as old and venerable as any in this world. Normally, I would take my pleasure there, venerate the dead, study their secrets. He really did just say, I would take my pleasure there. Venerate the dead, study their secrets, explore the wisdom of the ancient embalmers. Alas, such is not to be my fortune this time, for there I must invoke the power of the skull to summon death's own avatar. May my efforts be worthy of Asha's praise. May the sacrifice of the living souls of Stormhelm be sufficient to imprison Kar Beleth until the day when the world is remade.
You'll murder tens, hundreds of thousands. Madman, I won't let you destroy this city.
Yeah, who knew? The evil necromancer is, in fact, evil. This is my shocked face. So I found out his plan. I found his plan. Hey! Hey! I discovered his plan. Alright, whatever. No, he's just another evil. The enemy of my enemy is not my ally, as the saying goes. That's true, he's not a politician, so maybe we should vote for him. I mean, he'll be a good way to shake up the status quo. Maybe start something new going on, you know. Sorry, I know it's not Halloween.
Prepare yourself, intruder.
Okay. Quote unquote.
Eager to complete your existence.
I mean, if I wanted to keep going with the joke, I could just run with that one, but I'm not going to. I'll adhere to my own rules. Just this once. Hi, Baron.
Bring him to the other side.
Company, do not use me anymore, wench!
Yes, my love.
I know I've screwed up the moment I hear that. You'll not use me anymore, wench.
Seize him.
Why is my shield unequipped? Honest question, because I didn't switch weapons that time.
Meet your dragon!
Oh, it broke. That makes sense. That makes sense. Unlike most things, that makes perfect sense. Yep, nope, it be gone. So this is another strategy that I saw people using. Knock them over. You can throw something at them, or you can kick them until they go up over something. And then you... Granted, I've had an extremely inconsistent luck with the... But, you know. Oh, that's true. I guess I could get one of the black guy's shields. That is really gross. Oh, I knew about it yesterday, Dakota. It just was so inconsistent I stopped trying to use it. The only reason I tried to use that just now is because it was only one enemy. Like, if there's 15 enemies, I'm not going to use that on the first enemy. Because it's too inconsistent for me. Because about half the time it's just, I'm going to use a power attack! No, I need you to coup de grace him. How about a power attack? No, coup de grace. I don't see any shields. They don't leave me any shields. Gosh, stop it. Oh yeah, I never actually got to finish my sentence. So the game kind of tries to emphasize you being both. You know, trying to multi-class. Basically trying to make you multi-class. Apparently there was a re-release of this game, which I am not playing, in which you actually can't multi-class. And apparently quite a few people have complained about that particular problem. As makes sense. That's what I thought. Look out, Liana! Liana! Thank you. Yeah, then it becomes might or magic, which just doesn't work right. I forget what it was called. They named it. It was like the such and such release, the Blood release, or the Doomy Forgotten Death Doom release, something like that. I don't remember. Hi, Snordun.
I have to stay here and close this portal, Sareth. I hate to leave you, but I must prevent more necromancers from coming through.
Okay.
Sareth, wait!
What?
Don't forget the sanctuary. Please. I miss the Sareth that I first met at my uncle's house.
I am evil death.
You are what you are. Don't be afraid.
I wonder what happens if I do this right in front of her. Behold, I am a demon. You don't care, do you? Oh, alright, whatever. Bye. If only I could get Zana to leave me.
Ah, that's what Erentier's journal meant.
Deja vu. Basically, I decided that the voice acting wasn't deserving of a full story negative. It's not good. I don't like it. It's badly directed and badly presented in almost every sense. But it's not bad enough to actually kill the enjoyment of the story, such as it is. So I decided to remove that negative. I will say, however, that I think the story is immensely neutral to me so far. Like, nothing I have seen or heard from anyone else has changed my mind on that fact.
Don't let Liana fool you. She doesn't know what you really are. All she has done is use you to do her dirty work, and now she's asking you to give up your heritage, your destiny.
Indeed. I seem to be surrounded by women who want things from me.
Not for me, my love, for both of us. And believe me, what I want, you'll be happy to give.
Don't go out there! You'll leave the ghouls here! You'll get us both killed!
Duncan.
This one is quite a survivor.
Finally. I was worried that the necromancers are done for you. They're all over the city.
You know a way to get through the battle to the necropolis?
Not me. My cousin Percy. He knows every inch of the tunnels and sewers under the city. I told him about you, in case something happens.
Help me! Help me, please! Burn the city to the ground!
Why would I try to bug out the game? You're so weird. There we go. Oh, hang on. God, that's squirrely. Ah, damn it. Alright, whatever. Let's just try the regular jump. So we need to move. Nope.
My weapon is
Hang on.
eager to
Go away! I'm trying to bug out the game. God. Alright.
trifle with me!
Give it a couple more tries, then I'll give up. I wonder if they patched it out. That wouldn't actually surprise me. Ah, well. I don't care that much. I don't actually want to do it for real anyways. So there's a bug in this game where if you charge up a dagger attack and then release it at the same time you jump, you lunge forward, like way more than you should. So you can just jump over there and skip the entire level. But, yeah. Moving on. Hi, Duncan. Bye, Duncan. Oh, a shield. I've even hitting them. What the hell? Okay, fine. We'll kill you the old-fashioned way. Screw trying to be creative or fun or inventive. I'm just gonna stab you to death. Bastards. I'm guessing the ghoul unit has its own uses in the actual HOMM thing. Okay, we're in an infinite spawn situation, aren't we? Alright, message received. Yeah, I've heard 6 is apparently a prequel to this, and Zana's in it. And she's completely out of character. Okay, since I literally don't see anywhere to go... maybe over here? Ha! Okay. Okay then. So not where I wanted to go. What do we got over here? That doesn't look traversable. We try going up there, maybe? Yeah, we'll try that. Nope. How about here? Nope again. What's wrong with my mouse sensitivity? Dude, the rope bow is awesome. I mean, it's also awesome in Thief. Okay, I'm officially lost at this point. I'll go ahead and accept it if anybody wants to tell me where to go. Otherwise, I'll just bug through the terrain to find out where I need to go. I'm gonna assume disco means this is the addict. That doesn't look dark. That looks like there's no texture there. Like a lack of lighting. Funnily enough, I think I could get up here from this side too. Yeah, I'm right. Come on. Yeah. Okay, okay. And I'm stuck. I am super stuck. So ends the life of the Dark Messiah. No, okay, so where do you want me to go, game? So I'm officially tired of this. Nothing over here, nothing over here. Maybe you wanted me to go this way? Because there's a thing over there. Aha! I have discovered the way.
Come back here and fight like
That was close. Get my arm from the inside out.
I like how nobody said that. They were just like, go check the window. Nope. Takoida was the only one even trying to help. Thank you, Takoida, for trying to help. I mean, I tried knocking on doors. I was game. No, I've never really done an endgame build with Crusader. Not really. Probably unequip that. Actually, no. Let's not put that up here. In fact, let's get rid of that, too. While we're on the subject. I mean, I've leveled several Crusaders to 70, but then I just used the Dragoon stuff, mostly. So there's the final strength point. So let's see if I can equip this.
It burns.
It's accursed, I tell you. It's woven with spells for the death of our kind.
Right. Oh crap, it's Strimmage. Run, everyone, run! What I mean by that is, thank you very, very much, Strimmer Rage. As always, much appreciate those subs. Thank you very much. Now, if there's a future stream you'd like to put that towards, or if you're just interested in everything, just let me know. And we shall make it so. With the incredible power at our disposal of writing stuff down. So...
Hey! You must be Sarah.
Yes. And you'd be Percy? Can you lead me to the necropolis?
Oh, sure. Through the aqueducts. I used to work on the aqueducts. There's a path through the flow valves.
How do we get there? How? Tell me quickly. Come on.
So forceful.
There's a Cyclops sitting right across the path. No one's getting anywhere with him there.
Get me to the valve control house and I'll get you inside. But now, there's an undead Cyclops outside. I'm not going unless you can kill it, find another route, or lead it away while I cross to the other side of the square.
I'll take care of him.
Save your strength for Arantir.
Well, I've put you down in the all category then, Strimmer Rage. And thank you again very much. So... I can't open this door. If only I could lean through it! You can lean through some doors because of the way the terraining works. Which is just absolutely hysterical to me. But anyways... Well, let's see what we can do against the Cyclopsy.
It smells like dead meat.
Of course, it's dead. It serves Arantir. Now aim for the eye.
Sure thing, Minsk.
That felt good.
Get away! Get away from me!
Yeah, I think so, Dakota. Hey, I can hit your head from here. He really likes to use that move. And we're dead. Interesting. We are incredibly evil, Sigma. We saw a bunch of kittens and okay, this is interesting. So another glitch you can do with the daggers is you can cancel your momentum if you do a charge attack with the daggers while falling. So yeah, I don't see any terrain stuff really. I mean, we could try in here. Let's see what's in here. A quiver. That's not helpful. Hey, what's up? Okay, that's... You actually programmed for that. Okay. Credit to the programmers for actually thinking of that. That's legitimately impressive. Yes, I have played ESO, actually. Yeah, but I switched to the fire sword instead of the vampire sword since it's weak to fire. I haven't finished ESO. In fact, I'm only in the Vardenfell stuff right now. What do we got in here? I got your ultimate weakness right here. No, I'm back here. Back here. There you go. Fear my Martian judo. Oh, werewolves, right, right. I got them confused. Oh, hang on. Oh, Sigma's trying to get me killed. Give me a second. Let me jot that down first and foremost. Sigma 25. Boros. There we go. Thank you very, very much, Sigma. As always, much appreciate those subs and your support. Thank you very much. I drink this in honor of Sigma, the best Mega Man villain ever. Wait. It's really hard to think of Sigma without thinking of Mega Man X for me. I'm sorry. Don't worry, it's a good thing. Even in Mega Man X6. Hobo Sigma. Over here. I'm not actually sure this is doing anything. Well, I'm out of ideas. No, I really am. I mean, yeah, I guess I could do the slow method, which is what I was trying to do, actually. Okay, throwing people is not cool, alright? Just one more pass around here. Yeah, I don't see any terrain to use. Yeah, we kind of need the points. Or will you follow me? What platform, Hazardous? Hazardous says there's a platform somewhere, and this platform will mysteriously and magically give me the power to attack him. I think Hazardous is just trying to get me killed, but what the hell do I know? Nope. Even this thing? Yeah, I couldn't pick it up. It's funny, it's one of the first things I did, Sigma, is I went in there. And then he reached in and grabbed me, which was actually kind of awesome. Screw it, we're just gonna do the mosquito strategies. Mosquito strategies. Yeah, this is the building in question. Uh-oh. I don't see a way up there. Try this. Make a rope? I can't even see. Nope, it's bouncing off. Go down the stairs with the roof over them. Oh, hey, dude.
Great job. Now, let's go.
But I haven't killed the thing. Okay, hang on. Go down the stairs with the roof over them. Yep. Look back where you came from. You'll see a platform in the corner. Bounce off. Does it mean over here? Does it mean down here, maybe? Nothing to see here. Yeah, there's that grabbing technique. I'm actually really impressed they actually coded that. I really am. Careful, I got a body! Nope, I lost the body. Whoops. Wrong button. There we go. Okay, so I go down. So maybe he means over here? Yeah, probably Dakota. Yeah, this is our 4th Cyclops. Most of which were optional, including this one. Hi, Adam. Holy crap, I actually did damage. Yeah, broken window on 1st floor. Okay. 1st floor, broken window. Oh, it ain't this way. Okay, broken window, broken window, broken window. No, I don't see a broken window over here. But Hazardous insists that it's back this way. Is anyone else seeing a broken window over here? Am I just completely blind? I can see that broken window up there. Don't see anything else. Ow. Yeah, the gutter, I'm guessing, is how you're supposed to sneak past him. Because there's an entrance to the gutter over there, and there's an entrance to the gutter right here. So I have no idea how to get up over there. Excuse me. Excuse me. How do I get over there? I kind of wish I could damage him in places other than his head, you know? course I do. Why would I not have the rope bow? Why would I get rid of the best weapon in the game? Can you do that? Like, I know you can make it so you never get the rope bow. Good speedrunning. Oh, there we go.
I think I've learned a lot since we first came to Stonehill.
Such power.
I better get some points after doing all that. Nope. No points. Whatever. The whole reason I did that was for the points. Oh, whatever. Onwards. Why are there just spikes in the middle of alleyways? I think that's actually the most horrifying example of the spike walls we've seen this whole game. There's just spikes. Just here, in the middle of an alley, in the middle of the city. Yes, Platy is secretly trying to kill me. I'm not sure why. And crash. Oh, crap. There we go. Yep, nope. I think it's our first real hard crash so far. Every other crash has been every time we leave the game. Wow. Are we visible? Are we here? Still those crashes than Anthem. I don't think we've ever played a game with as many crashes as Anthem. And I hope we never will. Oh, right. I knew there was a reason I loaded this save. So let's see what was down here. Because I was actually thinking about doing this anyways. There's infinite death. Good. And a way to get over, looks like. A mushroom. Huh. Oh, well. Nothing there, apparently. There's a mushroom. Which is useful, admittedly. But I mean, woohoo. Uh-huh. Well, Anthony, if you go to lorerunner.com and then you check the premieres page, which is visible on the front page, that will lead to all of the premieres. I believe Anthem is on page 2. So you're going to have to check there. I have no idea what I'm looking at here. Yeah, we're up to 2 pages now. It started to be more and more of an issue as we added more and more premieres to the premiere page. So I decided to go with a very simple solution. I'm just going to link each of the pages at the... at the top of each page. So yeah, that's how we bypass the Cyclops sneak. I figured this was that's what this was. But nothing down there other than the mushroom. Just because I'm curious. What is up here? A secret area! Okay, that's cute. How do you get up here, normally? No, I tried that earlier, Snortut, and they deflected. So we go through this, then through this. Down here, and down up here. Apparently we can go in through here. Okay.
Kill it!
I did.
What are you doing? No! No!
Kill it!
So how are you supposed to get in here legitimately? Whatever. So that's what that is. So there's this, which is nothing. I don't think bashing doors in is a thing. I could be wrong. Oh no, you should totally watch it, Adam. It was one of my more successful streams of late, and I mean that with absolute sincerity. And I suffered through it for you, Adam. Go enjoy the fruits of my labors, damn it. Right now I'm using this sword as a torch, because, well, I think it should be pretty obvious why. I can barely see what I'm doing here. Apparently this is yet another way to get over here. Although a bit more dangerous. Okay, so... Is this what you were talking about, Dakota? What are you talking about over here? Anthem is not on YouTube yet, no. The street... Oh! Way back there? Okay. Hang on. The way's locked. There's only two places I no-clipped. One was way back a bit ago, and one was to find out that secret. So, I don't know what you're referring to. Yeah, I noticed this area earlier. Yeah. Yeah. Apparently you can't drop, you can only throw. That's worth interestingness. Well, hang on, let me no-clip back up so I can test that, Snorted. Because I just don't feel like going all the way around again. What's funny is I saw several reviews of this game with people praising the lighting engine. Not sure I agree. So yeah, we could go up through there to get over here. We could go through the secret whatcha-fig to go through here. We could just run by the Cyclops while he's busy killing the people to get through here. Or we can kill the Cyclops. That is not bad. Very Dishonored. Alright, enough. Let's move on. It already is a gameplay positive console hot. In fact, it's already 2. So let's not crash this time. This game is 13 years old.
This being Sarah, son of Isabel.
Ugh, what is that stench? It smells like dragon magic.
Delicious dragon magic.
You can't possibly want to go in here, my love.
Enter and be uplifted. Set aside your demonic nature and feel the blessings of Asher as sun upon your face.
That's true. He sounds super evil. Like, you can just feel the evil reverberating off of him. Now, Hazardous, to be clear, that would be a spoiler, yes. Now, fortunately for you, this has already been spoiled for me. So, you know, whatever.
I'm Delan. Liana told me about you. Come in.
Enemy! Almost everyone that moves is an enemy, so I just kind of assumed.
No, Sareth! I'll stop you! You can't kill me! Sareth, Master, I'll do anything you ask. I'll be yours forever!
So, if I leave, I think she says something here. That's why I saved.
Ah, yes, my love. Yes. You choose wisely, Sareth. Truly, you were meant to rule.
I can't live with myself anymore!
You can't do this! Stop it! Stop it or else! Ah! The light! It's tearing me apart! I'll burn your soul for this! My love! I swear I'll have your soul!
Why are you still calling me that?
What have you done, my son? There will be a reckoning for this. A reckoning in blood!
You have indeed proven yourself worthy. For abandoning the temptations of the unholy fire, I grant unto you a gift of pure light. Use it well, Sareth, son of Isabel. Use it well.
Who are you?
An ancient enemy of your fathers. Now, go forth and reclaim the skull of the seventh dragon, ere the world end in ash and flame.
So there's some Dragonbone weapons. Ooh. I actually already have a dragon weapon, as it happens. Let's go ahead and unequip that, and unequip that, and unequip that. In fact, let's just fling that. We apparently have lost our shield somewhere in the... Oh, no, we just don't have it equipped. There we go. No, Hazardous. Where's the stuff I just picked up? Lightning daggers. Bow of never gonna use it. 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 Daggers of awesome. We'll hold on to those. There's the staffs. That requires magic. That requires stealth. And he gave us a bow. Did he seriously not give us a sword of the Dragonborn? Seriously? He really didn't, did he? That dick. Well, fortunately, I already had one. And I've held on to it this entire time. Oh, you're right. No duplicate items. Right, right. That makes sense. Still such a weird gameplay thing. Hey, what's up? I really want to kill you. It's nothing personal. It's just, you're right over a cliff. I mean, come on! You're begging to die. One shot, maybe? Oh, there we go. It's not quite one shot, but it's really close to it. Yeah, this is not the best holy effect I've ever seen in a game. not sure I have a favorite Transformer, other than Devastator, obviously. If I have to explain why I like Devastator, then I got nothing for you. Okay, just checking. Alright, well, we're purified. We're not evil anymore. Now Zana's gone, so I guess we kind of killed Zana. That would have worked better. You know, I get the joke. I was gonna say this would be an awesome choice if Demon Mode got a buff, but I don't think it does, to my knowledge. Because, yeah, the holy weapons are just doom.
Give me a sword. I can fight.
You'll get a chance to prove your valor soon enough. And if you hold still and let me heal this, you might even live to tell about it. Hmm?
Die! Look out! Here they come again! Cool! Flanking on the left!
Yeah, ghouls are not an issue anymore.
Keep them busy!
Get out of my way! God! There was what was it? I think it was Myth. There was a setting where people deliberately didn't burn their... Are they talking about me? Why are you attacking me? I thought Oblivion was bad. Oblivion, at least it takes a few hits before they're like, hey! Oh, no, that's not true. It's Skyrim I'm thinking of.
Give me a sword.
Well, I'm not going to help you guys now.
Get a chance to prove
So, bye.
And if you hold still and let me heal this,
Here. Oh, that's what it is. In Oblivion, you have the yield option, depending on your rep with the enemy. In one of the games, pretty sure it's the Myth series, there's this thing where they don't cremate the dead because ashes of dead actually make much worse undead than corpses of undead. So they just kind of bury them, like you do, and accept the fact that occasionally zombies attack. Because zombies are a lot less bad than the other things. I always thought that was an amusing way to deal with that. The problem is it doesn't quite work, because then, hypothetically, the necromancers should just, you know, burn their own corpses and then make the ash ones. No, a better way to make that work. Actually, no, that wouldn't work, would it? Master Thief's outfit. Huh. It's not that the ash is more dangerous, it's that the undead you can make from the ash is more dangerous. Oh, speaking of which, I have a better armor now. Let's go ahead and do that. Get rid of that. Where's that Master Thief armor? Master Thief armor. There it is. Oh, it's not going to let me. Anyways, there's a G on there. There's a G for Garrett on that. You're just going to have to trust me on that. Indestructible shield. Yes, please. Well, since we have that... Oh yeah, speaking of which, you remember that water boss with the Lich? I saw a video of someone doing that fight extremely quickly. What they did was they just lured everyone down to the water and hit the water with a single blast of lightning, and that was it. That was the end of the fight. It was actually pretty funny to watch. Because what happened is the lightning effectively did dot damage the longer they stayed in the water. So the enemies, like all four of them, were just in the water going... I also saw a montage of things you could do with the freeze spell. 100% of them were the same general idea. Freeze the ground in a strategic spot. But, you know, there was still some very amusing things you could do with that. I should probably put this up here. Let's put it here. Put it here. Rate of fire, Adam. Easy answer. Rate of fire tends to bypass most forms of anything. The only thing it doesn't bypass is straight damage avoidance. That is to say, prevention. So, for example, if I hit 1,000 times a second, and I do 1 damage per hit, then I have 1,000 DPS. However, if the enemy has 2 armor, it will never take any damage. Nevertheless, in virtually every scenario, speed is more important when it comes to game design, as far as increasing your output. Now, of course, there's some obvious preference involved, and depends on the game, and the system, and the enemies, the armor type, and blah, 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 blah. But, in an overwhelming amount of games, speed is the way to go. Let me give you a direct example of what I'm talking about right off the top of my head. StarCraft, the original StarCraft, does not have the ability to reduce the damage a unit takes below 1. So, even if you have the best armor in the game, and absolutely tons of shields, and blah 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 blah, you will always take a bare minimum of 1 damage per hit. So as you might imagine, if you have the ability to really crank up the rate of fire, you know, the number of hits you can do per second, well, then their armor doesn't mean jack. Now, that usually doesn't actually matter in the base game of StarCraft, but a whole lot of StarCraft mods, it was the strategy to go to set up a Zergling who had, you know, tons and tons of buffs to its attack speed, and boom, there you go. And yeah, as Mihawk says, 4 medics and a Marine can take on an Ultralisk. Which is... Now, Takoida is saying I'm completely wrong, which is funny. I suppose we'll have to agree to disagree on that. What this is actually doing here. Warcraft 3 would be another example of what I'm talking about, consequently. For basically the same reason. Unreal Tournament, I think it was 2003, is yet another example of what I'm talking about. Although that's more the purview of mods more than anything else. I suppose I could also mention the variance between continuous damage versus spike damage, which I've actually talked about before when I was doing the Lorwyn of Skyrim. If you don't remember that, I'll cover it very briefly. So there's a spell that just allows you to do fire damage every second in front of you. And then there's a spell that is a charge up and a fling. The fire damage every second spell is, in terms of pure stats, I'm saying that wrong. In terms of pure math, is better in almost every single possible way. What I mean by that is, let's say you're firing at an enemy and he kind of dodges to the left, so you kind of go over here and hit him a second time. So you have guaranteed damage because even as you're maintaining this, you're still maintaining a bit of damage. You might not be doing as much damage as a single hit from the one bolt will do, but you are guaranteeing to do damage. You're also doing damage all the time, effectively. This is the difference between front-loaded and back-loaded charge times, which is something I've talked about before. So, for example, a front-loaded charge time, that's just a cooldown. You shoot immediately, time, that's front-loaded. Back-loaded is the Skyrim thing, charge up, and then fling. So this whole charge-up time, you're not doing anything. Nothing is happening during this charge-up time. Your DPS is 0 during that charge-up time. Now, of course, if you land the big hit, your DPS can go much higher, because the charged hit is supposed to do a lot more damage. Now, it doesn't in Skyrim, because Skyrim's magic sucks, but at least hypothetically, the charged hit should do a significantly larger chunk of damage, thus mitigating it. The catch is, as I said, for me, and this is admittedly a bit of playstyle preference, but for me, the continuous damage is always more useful, because of the fact that it's always going to be doing damage. It's extremely hard to not do damage with the continuous damage, and it's doing damage immediately. Whereas the charged hit has a period of exposure, and if you miss, you've just wasted 2 or 3 or 4 seconds of nothing happening, in addition to the mana cost and or cooldown. Now, Skyrim's a bad example of that, because Skyrim's magic sucks. We just talked about that. But I've noticed this approach to game design. I tend to lean more towards continuous damage, which is rate of fire, or upfront damage, which is the cooldown method, or both when it comes to any kind of game design. I'll use Destiny 2 as another weird example of this. Hear me out. In Destiny 2, there's a lot of weapons that are very high rate of fire with either a low clip or a high clip. Usually the low clip ones have a higher rate of fire and the high clip ones have a lower rate of fire. But the point is, right? And then you've got these revolver type guns. Now, they're not really revolvers, but they act like it. These do an absolutely ridiculous amount of damage. However, they have a clip of like 6. I think it's actually 8. And is a really big pause in between each shot, and the reload time is huge. So in that circumstance, I tend to prefer the rapid fire weapons, because the magazine, whatever. I tend to prefer the rapid fire weapons because of the fact that of everything I just said. I'm going to be doing damage more consistently and over a larger period of time, rather than having these nice big gaps in between the burst fire of the revolver. And if I miss with the burst fire, then I have just wasted several seconds of nothing. But, as Takoida says, it does, of course, depend on the system and the gameplay method of the system. Blah, 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 blah. Probably the biggest thing it depends on is how well designed the designers have designed the system and thought about these various mechanics. In the aforementioned StarCraft case, I'm actually pretty sure that wasn't deliberate on the developers' parts. I'm pretty sure the reason that attack fire is just universally superior to StarCraft is because they didn't really think that through.
Maybe I should join the Guards. They always need volunteers.
So, damage over time, or increased crit chance. If I was to prioritize one of those three. At least give me a system, Adam. Give me something to work with. Okay. Let's see if he's worth a damn. Save. Yep, we're fine.
Good luck.
Love watching the stealth bar just go all over the place here. Now, to argue on the exact opposite side of things, kind of, XCOM. One of the unit types that I leaned on most heavily during almost all of my XCOM playthroughs is the sniper. Lots and lots of one big shot that takes multiple turns to set up and use, right? A guard can run up and shoot, or melee or whatever, but a sniper, you can't move and shoot. So a sniper, you have to move, stop, and then shoot, right? A full 2 turns, just even under ideal circumstances, just to be able to fire a single shot. But I still ended up leaning on snipers a lot because that one big shot was really useful against many of the enemy types. Of course, the ideal situation would be both. In other words, to go back to the XCOM example, in a team, I don't want 5 snipers. Really? Oh, jeez. Okay, yep, really.
Just what I was looking for. Too bad I can't carry one with me.
Anyways, to answer your question, Adam, in World of Warcraft, between... What was the 3 choices again? Because I can't tab to scroll up to see what you asked. It was like damage, crit, and something. Although in D&D... In D&D, and generally speaking... Like, in the majority of terms, I would say that the attacks per round are more important than... Ah! Oh. Okay, that's just not cool. Would be more advantageous. And if you want an example of that, I will say monks. There's a reason Flurry of Blows is so stupid. That was it. Damage, dot, or crit chance. Oh, we're dead. So I suppose... In D&D of those, I would take base damage. Because in D&D, DR is a thing. DR is the total exception to what I was just talking about. If you hit 5 times around against something, but you can't pierce its DR, then you're not doing anything. Now, of course, D&D is designed so there are ways around DR, but the point remains.
Just what I was looking for. Too bad I can't carry one with me.
Hey, I'm over here. There you go. What's funny is, relatively speaking, D&D crits are slightly more common, I guess is the word I want to use, than they are in some games, because it's pretty much a straight 5% chance to crit. And that can actually be raised, too. It also depends on how crits are calculated, and unfortunately, there's not really one set way how D&D calculates crits. Crit damage. As weird as that may sound. Yeah, it looked like I could pull it back, but... I'm not even sure why that's there. Just decor, I suppose. Well, it's that or a demon, Schmeidolf. Take your pick.
A door this large needs something mechanical to open it.
Yes, Kragard. We got rid of Xana. Okay. But for example... There are plenty of... Okay, so just to give an idea. So let's say you get a crit. Well, some systems require you to confirm the crit, which there's actually multiple ways to do that. In some cases, you just have to beat their AC with the confirmation. In some cases, the amount you roll actually changes the variance on it. In some cases, you have to crit a second time. Then you have the crit damage itself. Now, some people have it so you re-roll the damage die. So, for example, if you're fighting with a basic longsword, you roll 2d8 instead of 1d8. Really simple. In some cases, they flat double the result of the die. In some cases, they flat double the result, as in the total result of all the damage you dealt after all modifiers. And I feel like there's other versions. But what I'm trying to get across is the idea that in D&D, crits depend heavily on the GM and the system you're using. The specific rules you're using, I should clarify. I've actually seen that happen in, I want to say, GURPS, Takoida. The keep re-rolling thing. And of course, I've told you guys all the story of the endlessly ridiculous magic item. Really? You're gonna make it... Okay, game. Nope, can't. It's like, no, you can't use any shortcuts. You have to run all the way there. What's wrong with you?
What about that mechanism I saw before, in the other tower?
And then suddenly, I made it through. It was incredible how fast I made that.
I was afraid you wouldn't make it. I wouldn't go through with it. I'm so happy for you. For us. Hurry on. I'll come as soon as I've rested. I've been fighting Necrolords all over town.
I promise I won't make Arantir beg for mercy until you're there to hear it.
That's a weird way of proposing, but, you know, whatever. Different times. That's actually kind of ridiculous, Dakota, but whatever. I guess if demons are always evil, I suppose it makes sense. Sure. I don't think I really like either of them, no, Kregard. Epilogue? Epilogue? What? Okay, we're in the epilogue, guys. We did it! Whew, that was a tough game, but we made it. I still don't have enough for that. Up to the necropolis that he mentioned earlier. That I can barely see him.
Help me! Help me, and I'll help you!
Who are you?
I am Ishtvan. My father... My father is the King Adek, one of 4 dead kings of Stonehelm, whom Arantir has conscripted to block your path. Release my body into the great abyss, and I will speak with my father on your behalf.
What?
I'm sure I have the time.
Don't try to run.
Okay.
You won't make it.
Wow. Alright, what do you think, guys? 15 negatives, 20 negatives, 32. Oh yeah, speaking of which, I need to re-hotkey that, apparently. I'm already having trouble seeing. I don't know if you caught it, but I had to unequip my sword and shield to see where I was going earlier. Really? Okay. Yeah, I know they're changed, but like I don't see anything to interact with to release him. So now I'm like, okay, now what do you want me to do? Like, this is all stone, so I can't rope over. There's nothing to interact with there, and there's nothing to interact with up there. So now, so what I mean is, okay, like, what do you want me to do, game? Sure, let's try the ring. Plunk. Yep, okay, moving on. Sorry, buddy, I tried. It was impossible.
Don't move, buddy.
Ah, dang it.
Fight like a man. He's... Your sacrifice is close. The great...
I was actually, the reason I saved there is I was worried that actually hitting him would cause him to go hostile. It is immeasurably satisfying hearing them scream as they die. Don't take that out of context. Not really, Kregard. No. Yeah, I know. I've actually got it right here on shortcut. Actually, on my mouse. So, I got you. Nope, nope, hang on. I thought I'd try. Why not? Okay, let's try something slightly less stupid. What? Okay, apparently that was enough for a death. But no, I find the combat to be not good. No. The physics, that's good. But the combat, nope. We made it. Alright. I got you, buddy. Okay, that didn't work. Yeah, I've heard from several people that they like the combat. I don't know why. I don't mean to sound negative about it or trying to dissuade people. Obviously, everyone likes different things, and that's just how it is. But for me, the combat would be better if it actually wasn't in the game, which I talked about earlier. If it was literally just the physics-y way of dealing with things, which is great. Well, I'm done. I give up. This game's too much. I'm out. Peace. Exactly, Goldtech. See, Goldtech understands. Wait, what? No, that's insane. Goldtech, no! No! Thank you very, very much, Coopster. As ever and as always, thank you very much for your support and for your subs. Now, if there's a future stream you're interested in, you'd like to fund with that, let me know. If you're just interested in everything, you can let me know that too.
That's one.
Huh. That's why I saved. It's pretty bad, Adam. I mean, of course it is. It's the Source Engine. The Source Engine has always been bad with platforming. That's nothing new. If I was to rate the Half-Life games, they would probably get a negative for the platforming sections. Yeah, no? Well, obviously there's a few ways to mitigate it. You pretty much always have the ice skates on. And that's not really good. Damn it, wrong button. There we go. Now I can't see. And that's just back down here. You know what, let's just leave this on at this point. Like, you know, I don't even have my hands on my keyboard right now. This is the Source Engine right here. I don't want to actually die, so we're going to stop that. No, Alex, I'm just trying to figure out a place to go at this point. So I'm just kind of randomly exploring. It's probably telling that, according to Vigilant, I still had a fourth of the game to go, having entered this, what is probably the last dungeon. Ah, fifth Cyclops? Sixth? I've lost track.
Hey, pal!
Hey, buddy! Sorry. What do you like about Skyrim's combat, Alex? If you don't mind my explainating. Nope. Alright, fine, whatever. There we go. Give me my skill points. You robbed me of the skill points from the other one. Game's like, no, you don't get any more skill points. You're stuck with your build. Live with it. Alright. Oh, there was the anti-Cyclops weapon. Excuse me. Okay, I guess I could try that. If I was actually to do a review of Skyrim, the combat... the combat itself would probably be a net negative, or net neutral, excuse me, net neutral. I probably wouldn't give a plus or a minus toward it, it's just kind of there. I don't care for the archery, for reasons I've elaborated on before. And that's it, that's the good part. I don't like what they did with the magic system, I don't like what they did with the leveling system. I don't know how to get back up. Oh. Yes, that's appropriate. Come on, just a little bit over this way, maybe. Come on. Ultimately, though, if I'm being completely honest, I feel like a lot of games in my review style would have neither a plus nor a negative for their specific combat. The combat's just kind of there, you know what I mean? Stop whispering in my ear, it's kind of creepy. I'm already not really in a good mood right now. You know what? Easy solution. Okay. Kind of made it back up, just not really. Oh, there's a chain. Okay, that's what I need to have a goal now. I need to get over to that chain. I like to think that as he fell to his death, he turned just like I did. Like, no, wait, that was the chain over there. And there's no Zana to see it this time, so he just dies alone. No, I don't think that would be ethical, personally. Chocolate Robin. As much as I don't want to discourage people from watching Lore Week, I mean, come on, man. God's sakes. I'm in a lot of pain right now, if you're wondering what the hell is going on. And every now and again I just need to kind of vent in order to keep my sanity. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, this level is frustrating me. This is kind of an irritating level. It's really dark. Its textures are incredibly samey. There's not a lot of wood, which is funny. One of the things I'm thinking about giving an additional positive to the game, and this will probably be the last gameplay positive, unless something really cool happens in the finale here, is for this. Because this is actually a really cool feature, just by itself. This is an awesome feature. Not that. The rope thing, you know, being able to just make ropes happen. I don't know if you guys caught it, but when we first picked the thing up, someone was like, it's wood only, and I'm like, oh, yeah, no, so it's the Ocarina rules. And the moment he said that, it just kind of clicked in my mind. Okay, yeah, that's a cool feature, and I know exactly how to use that. I know Thief had that, and honestly, if I was doing a review of Thief would probably get a positive. If nothing else for the utility of it. It'd probably be the only positive that Thief game got. But yeah, no. This is a good feature, and I do like it. All right, so I've made it back to the top, which believe it or not, this is actually where I was trying to get to. So I am actually where I wanted to be, roughly. Now, what we're gonna do is we're gonna get a peek here. Pretty sure that's what I'm looking at. So let's go ahead and try to get up y'all. I do kind of wish I could reach out to whoever decided to do platforming in this game and be like, why? What do you mean? Why did you want to do platforming in this engine? Did you not know what the source engine was? Have you never played Half-Life?
That's two. Here we are. Istvan should be free now.
Halt, defiler!
What did I do? I will say this, having only played a little bit of it, but from what I have seen, the latest Thief's biggest problem is on the story side of things. Because it's not... well, whatever. I don't want to get into it. Okay, so we might have freed him? So now I need to go this way? God, I think... yes, I think I need to go this way. You know, the best part is I have no idea where to go forward after I've freed this dude. This is an optional objective. Hey, buddy. You free? You cool? You want me to go up? Well, I do know how to get up. It's true, Tigzar. You ever have any Sith problems, just remember, fling. I am a power beyond your car! Hey, Zero. And hello, Gum Gum. Did I say hello to Gum Gum? Okay, it wants me to go down there. I actually don't know how to get down there. So we're gonna physicsy it. Because, damn it. I'm sure that's the intended path. So this is where I fought the Cyclops, but I never figured out how to get up here. Is there any lumber I'm missing? That doesn't look like lumber. Nope, it isn't. Would you stop doing the creepy whispering thing? I'm not in the mode. There is evil, horrible Death Doom here. It's so Death Doom horrible. Okay, so there's... I can do it there, but that... I guess I could try to get up on top of this thing. Hey, Cord, get some sleep, dude. Sleep is important. Trust me. As a professional, doesn't sleep that oftener. Sleep matters. I think it's Bragwin. I think Bragwin's just like, hey, by the way, I'm here to mess with you. I just secretly want you to die in the background. She would totally do that if she... Whoa, I had the power. She'd be like... There we go. Also, definitely the intended route up. Let's get a save in. So I was actually watching a speedrun of this. I think I hinted at that earlier. And one of the things I found most amusing about that speedrun is he was constantly saving. Save, 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 save. Like, every time he successfully did any jump was a quick save. You don't actually need to save before making that jump. Okay, now what? I got up here. What the crap? The source engine, ladies and gentlemen. I got it. Nothing is up there. Whatever. Next. Patience running out. Yeah, no, I don't know where to go. Like, I had one idea, and this was it. And I got up there, and the end. I can't fly. So what I like to do sometimes is do this to figure out where the game wants me to go. You just peek out of bounds and you see where stuff is. That's like, okay, well... So, where haven't we been? Hang on, let's go this way a bit. Okay, so that's where he...
You have freed me. Very well. Before I descend...
Now you talk to me?
I will keep my word and mark you for my father's eyes. When he sees you, he will know you, and your way will be opened. Go now and greet my father.
Okay. Right. No. This. There we go. That's a spell I've been wanting for a while now. Where? I still don't know where to go, so we're just going to go back to being through the walls. I officially got lost to Claudette, so I finally just started, alright, where am I supposed to go? Where do you want me to go, game? That spell was the spell of Sanctuary. So let's assume I got back up here. Anything? Nope, nope. Yeah, where's the dad? I mean, there's these statue dudes. So there's a statue dude I could reach normally earlier. This guy. And there's another one, actually, I could have reached, too. Wait, what? Did that say Vampire Knight's Shield? Sorry. Although I do want to demonstrate something while I'm here that I learned about the Sanctuary spell. So check this out. So let's assume I got up here legit. Just bear with me for a second. Now, if I'm pretty sure if I jumped off here, I'd die. Nope. Pretty close.
There you are!
So the Sanctuary spell doesn't prevent, like, X damage. It just prevents damage. So as long as you don't hit a legitimate kill plane, you can actually fall an infinite distance with the Sanctuary spell. It also means as long as it's up, you just don't take damage. Just at all. Wish I'd known that earlier. I would have gotten it earlier. That'd be another thing I learned from the speedruns. Because it's the only spell the speedrun uses, is Sanctuary. A lot. I say the speedrun. I only know of the one category, which is any percent. So what is this game all about? Well, it's about us being an idiot. Apparently. Yep, you totally got me. I'm definitely dead. So we are the son of someone, I have no idea who it is, and some other person. The other person is our dad, the Demon Lord. I don't know if he's the Demon Lord, or if he's a Demon Lord. I'm not sure about that. But either way, Mr. Demon Lord guy has been sealed away for a long time by the 7th Dragon, whoever that is. The Demon Lord is like, you know what? I'm tired of being sealed away. Is there any chance I could get you to get me out of here, son? And we're like, yeah, sure thing, Pops. Or more accurately, we're like, we didn't know you were our father because we've never talked to you before. But we're going to go on some random mission to collect a crystal, which will then lead us to a random mission to collect a skull, which we will then try to grab but be prevented from doing so by the local Necromancer Lord. Because the local Necromancer Lord is evil, but also trying to prevent the demons, since for some reason the Necromancers are very anti-demon, as he mentioned in his journal earlier. So Necromancer Lord is like, you know what? I hate demons. Coarse. Irritating, and they get everywhere. So he tries to kill, actually successfully kills us, in order to prevent us from, bringing back our dad, because he automatically assumes that's what we're going to do. I mean, duh, right? That just makes sense. Why wouldn't we release the Demon Lord of Hell? Because he asked us to. Now, spoilers, one of the possible options for this game is to release the Demon Lord from Hell. Which I find absolutely hysterical, because if you do, contrary to all logic, he actually totally keeps his bargain with you. And you really do rule the world at his side. I only mention that because that's actually kind of refreshing. Do you know how common it is for the evil guy to be like, join me, and now that you have, I will kill you horribly, because I'm an evil idiot. No, instead he's like, thanks for releasing me, son. Let's go rule the world. What? Okay. Sure. I'm with it. Anyways, what we're currently trying to do is to seal him away forever. I hit that too slowly. Whatever. Oh yeah, I suppose I should mention we also had a succubus shoved into our mind. But don't worry, we have removed her. I mean, yeah, we are his son, it's just... wow.
Stop right there, or it gets ugly. Stop right there, guards! Or it gets ugly.
Oh yeah, we also kill people by kicking them. We're not doing that because I can barely see what I'm doing right now, but we could do that. And we spent most of the game killing people by kicking them. suppose we could use this. See what the hell we're doing. Nice place. Really. Woodbury undead here again. Just get the brightness up. Yeah, so funny story about that. For those of you who haven't seen this already. Options. Video. Brightness levels. Grayed out. Honestly, I do kind of miss Zana. I wish she was still around. But then we'd have to kill Liana, because Liana's an idiot. So... if I had to choose, I'll go with Liana.
I see my son has laid his mark upon you. You have my thanks for his freedom. Errantir's shackles are undone. I shall help you to deal with this fool who has dared treat the souls of my heirs as slaves. Death shall take us all. Only in death is there completion. You have hardly given me a challenge.
Okay.
Prepare yourself for ultimate absolution.
So I gotta fight 3 liches. Well, fortunately I have a weapon that does extra damage to undead, and also extra damage to undead. I'm not kidding, it literally has double damage to undead. So...
My blade is an eager to complete your...
Are you against me? Or are you against me? You liches all look the same to me, okay?
You have hardly given me a challenge.
Attack me. Thank you. What? There we go. It's not my fault that these liches are exactly the same model. Not really, Gum Gum. Although at this point, since the Dragon Age series is effectively dead, I mean, shrug. And I was never really a big fan of the Witcher series. In fact, I am still not a fan of the Witcher series. Yeah, no kidding, Shadow Machine. How do you kill that which has no life? Well, you just quad damage to undead. That's pretty good. No, we all know Ciri traveled to the Cyberpunk universe. I haven't decided if I'm going to be willing... Okay, that's weird. Willing to give a negative to Cyberpunk when Ciri is not referenced in it. I'm leaning towards it, though. I don't think I've ever used a Bethesda class in a Bethesda game, Gum Gum. I did, Takoida. Did you see me react to it for a second?
What was that?
Yes, so for those of you who missed it, a mage actually cast a spell at me. Here, I'll try to demonstrate. Watch this. See how he gets electrified? Despite the fact that he hit me with a spell? That's mean. I'm not complaining, but that's just mean. Look, I'm just saying, they need to have Ciri in Cyberpunk. So, what's going to happen tonight, Shadow Machine, and you're obviously welcome to join us, is we are going to be playing board games tonight, but Guido will not be joining us for like a month and a half or more. So that should probably answer your question.
What is that? Halt! Death!
Speaking of which, Bragwin, you down for board games tonight?
revolution!
Okay. I'm prepared. Well, I don't know if your schedule's different. It's been several weeks. Detective vision, also known as the only way to see where I'm going. Which is funny, because then it gets blinding. There's only two things. Super blinding, and can't see where I'm going. Yeah, let's put one of those. It feels like the pain attack has subsided, so that's awesome. Oh, I cannot put into words how weird it feels to stop being in pain. I'm sure some of you understand that. No. And I don't think I'm going to be able to, because the AoE attack was... Oh, maybe I did. It looks like I did. Never mind. So I do actually have the AoE attack. Never mind. What I was trying to reach for was the mana perk, but I don't think I'm going to make it. Because it requires a lot of skill points to get down there. Yeah, I actually had the weirdest experience a couple nights ago. I had a Charlie horse just in the middle of the night while laying there. Out of absolutely nowhere. I don't even know why. I don't know, Shadow Machine. I'll invite him tonight. I mean, he's always invited, but... Well, there's a couple problems with that, Adam. So, first of all, I'm not really fond of chemical addiction.
There it is. The Skull of Shadows. It's our last hope. We must take it back. Don't let it corrupt you, Sarah. Fight its lure. Artyr cannot vanquish the two of us.
Really? You're still worried about that? Anyways, so... hi, Killing You. I live in the United States, Adam. So in order to even get opiates or some kind of painkillers, I would have to actually go out and, you know, get a script and then renew that script on a regular basis and then, of course, actually get the medicine. Getting the script would mean seeing a doctor and saying, hey, and convincing that doctor that I am in sufficient pain as to require opiates. Now, that's a dice roll in the United States, in my experience. Some doctors will just be like, here, yeah, to go away. Some doctors will be like, nope, and will try as hard as they can to prevent that. Some doctors will be kind of in the middle. They'll give you the initial, but they won't actually refill. Script here in the States, it's like you get it, and some of them have options for refills, and some of them have no option for refills, which means in order to get a second script filled, you need to go to the doctor again. You have to pay for each of these doctor visits, by the way. And, of course, you have to pay for the medicine itself. Or I could just live with it. But again, I don't like the idea of being chemically dependent on something like that. I may reach a point in my life where I have to. My mom, Lore Mom, she takes an average of 3 to 5 hydrocodone every day for the amount of pain that she's in. Just regular, existing pain. And that's horrible. And I don't ever want to be at that point in my life. I mean, I no offense to my mom, obviously. It's just, that is horrible that she has to go through with that. I am hopeful that the back surgery she's going to be going through soon-ish, sometime later this year, will be able to resolve some of that constant pain issue so that she doesn't have to take that much pain meds in order to be able to be functional. You should keep track of how many deaths you go through, Gum Gum, or how many reloads. It's Medicare. You're funny, Hazardous. That's where it came from? I'm actually turned around right now. I feel like this is where I just came from. But But no, my mom has good insurance for the rest of her life because she was employed by the U.S. government. And for all the many, many problems there are with the United States government, one of the weird things they do right is if you manage to get a government employee position, you're kind of set for life, as long as you don't aim too high. Is this backwards? This doesn't actually look familiar. You lying to me. Oh, maybe. Whatever. I believe you, Vigilant. I believe you. So yeah, she has really good insurance for the rest of her life. She also, until very recently, until last year actually, she made more money than I did. Just from her, you know, whatever it's called, the stipend or whatever, for having been a government employee for as long as she was. I suppose pension's the word. That doesn't feel right, but whatever. Yes, it does. Here, check it out. If I get rid of the shield, and if I pull the shield back out. Oh, whatever. Time to left wall this. I should just left wall this whole game at this point. I don't know why I've ever stopped. Yes and no, Adam. Now, the really, really, really bad mazes you can't left wall your way through. They're basically designed to go against that idea. I've only seen like 2 of those ever. And one was in Asheron's Call. Ooh, that was a maze. Okay, so, hang on. Hey, Golvike. Yeah, welcome to the last boss.
Arantir! It's over. Give me the skull, or I'll take it from your corpse.
Silence, boy. You have no idea of what is at stake here.
It's clear enough to me. If Arantir uses the skull, millions will die.
A few lives for an entire world. Quite a bug, really. Prepare yourself,
So anyways, you actually can do that. If you, I don't know what's required. Obviously, I don't have any points in stealth whatsoever. But you can actually do the insta-kill stealth kill thing on him. I've seen it. It's hilarious.
I see you have grown considerably since our last discussion. But you have her to help you. So in the interest of fair play, I shall also summon an ally. And so we come to this. My centuries of effort and your scant 2 decades of life as a demonic militant. Try to understand, demons. Mage or necromancer, life or death, these are 2 sides of the same coin. But demons, the magics of Urgan and chaos, they are pure destruction. The negation of all that exists.
What?
And you, the ultimate abomination of 2 souls, 2 hearts, 2 heads. 1 foot here and 1 in there. I will never permit you to open that door.
You know, that's awfully racist, dude.
And only the sacrifice of the souls of Stonehelm can guarantee this. Unless, of course, you think you can stop me.
I'm hitting him. It's just... I can only hit him whenever the physics allow me to, basically. When he swings down for a bit. Besides, if I can't beat him with melee, well, then there's something wrong with the boss, isn't there? Let's look around. What do we got here? What? Okay. That was amusing.
Centuries of effort and your scant 2 decades of life as a demonic dilettante. Ironic. Try to understand demon sport. Mage or necromancer, life or death. These are 2 sides of the same coin. But demons, the magics of Urgash, they are pure destruction. The negation of all that exists. And you, the ultimate abomination, 2 souls, 2 hearts, 2 heads. 1 foot here and 1 in hell. I will never permit you to open that door.
Yeah, okay.
Your accursed father must remain in his prison, and only the sacrifice. My centuries of effort and your scant 2 decades of life. Demonic dilettante. Ironic. Try to understand demon sport. Mage or necromancer, life or death.
I mean, it looks like I can get up here.
But demons, the magics of Urgash and chaos, they are pure destruction. The negation of all that exists. And you, the ultimate abomination, 2 souls, 2 hearts, 2 heads. 1 foot here and 1 in hell. I will never permit you to open that door. Your accursed father must remain in his prison, and only the sacrifice of the souls of Stonehell can guarantee this. Unless, of course, you think you can stop me.
The problem with the Sanctuary spell is it only lasts a few seconds, and it costs a lot of mana. So on a point-for-point basis, it's actually more efficient to just heal, unless I'm about to take a ton of damage, either from a multitude of sources or, you know, whatever, basically. Oh, come on! Alright, I'm gonna no-clip up there. Okay, I didn't miss the jump. Oh my god, it's amazing how I didn't miss the jump. Okay, now what?
Mage or necromancer, life or death. These are 2 sides of the same coin. But demons, the magics of Urgash and chaos, they are pure destruction. The negation.
Can't block that.
That exists.
Yeah, so further up we go. Let's see what's even further up.
2 souls, 2 hearts, 2 heads.
Nothing.
1 foot here and 1 in hell. I will never permit you to open that door. Your accursed father must remain in his prison, and only the sacrifice of souls of Stonehelm can guarantee.
We made it up here.
You think you can stop me?
Oh, what? I see what I'm doing. Okay, big idea. Hang on. Conk! Ah! Sorry. Okay. Well, whatever. I don't see anything down here that I can actually, like, do, so... Let's try another strategy. That's not the strategy. Hang on. I'm not either, Dakota. I'm starting to wonder why this is even here. As I've demonstrated, you can get up here without no-clip, so why is this here? There's, like, no tactical advantage for being up here, near as I can tell. So we're going to try landing on him, as utterly insane as that sounds, given his movement tech. He can't swing on a rope, so that's not the advantage. What's the point of being up here? He hits you regardless. He has perfect aim, and you can't block him, so that doesn't do anything either. Well, that was me landing on him successfully. But what's the point of climbing all the way up there? Taking damage the entire way, I feel like adding, just to pluck at him in the same manner that you could from down below. Remember, there's no defensive advantage for being up here. None. He still hits you just as easily as if you're down below. Possibly easier. You know, this is stupid. Let's just do this. Down. Yeah, let me use the blessed bow. Oh, wait! I can't! No, there's only one bow I can use, and that's this one. Alright, so I'm just going to ask outright, is there any way to defeat this without using the bow? Because, honestly, that's a negative if that's true. It is extremely easy to pigeonhole yourself into a situation where you cannot fight this guy effectively. Go straight to Arantir. Okay.
Demon tainted. Heretic. Prepare for the ultimate penance. Infidel. Prepare.
Okay, that would be hysterical if I could just grab the skull from behind him.
Heretic. Infidel. Heretic. Prepare for the ultimate penance. Demon tainted.
Well, I noticed I was doing a little bit of damage earlier on his tail or whatever.
Infidel.
Every now and again I could hit him when he sweeps down.
Infidel. Heretic. Demon tainted. Infidel.
There, see? You can tell I'm hitting whenever the blood splatters happen. Can I go into the portal? I don't think I can even reach the portal. Oh, no, I can't. Never mind. There's only one way out. That's not it. So you could swipe at his tail. Shoot him with the bow or hit him with magic. We do have scrolls here. Hang on. What do we got for scrolls? Where'd the scroll? God damn it. This is not a good last boss fight. I'm just gonna go ahead and say that. I don't know if it's negative worthy, but this is not good. Oh, this is really not a good last boss fight. Wow. Nice music. It's probably the only song I remember in the entire game, since most of it is Half-Life style where there's no music playing.
father. You have beaten me and murdered the world.
No! We'll find a way to avoid his prophecies of doom and death.
My son, you have become even more than I had hoped. Ah, the blood that shall flow, the fires that shall rage. Bring me the skull.
Do. Where are you, Liana? God, how are you? She has some great project. Look at her. She's way over there. I can barely see her. Oh well.
Yes, my son, my heir. Yes. Come closer, bring the skull. Shatter that poison relic of my ancient enemy, and with it the chains of this prison.
I like how they give you this whole long way just to be like, are you sure? You sure, you sure, you sure, you sure?
10 centuries shall the fortress stand, walls of spirit wrapped in walls of fire. And horned lords shall bow their heads to one not yet born of the darkest sire. 1 century of blood and strife. The moon shall darken and none know why. The resting place at last is found of the 7th who soared so high.
At last, come to me, my son and savior.
Sareth! No! What are you doing?
Oh, it's a shame that your plaything broke so easily. I hope you used her well.
So, Father, I give you your freedom.
Rejoice, my son. Together we shall bend us unto our will, or break it to pieces. I raise my arms, and for the first time in centuries, no chains bind them!
From darkness comes the light of flame. The demon lord by his hand was freed. Sovereigns both, they claimed the world, as Sarshazar had prophesied.
Shouldn't that be prophesied? Nah, I'm not one to talk. So we kill the world. Or do we?
Ah, the blood that shall flow, the fires that shall rage! Bring me the skull!
The world hangs in the balance, my love. Take the skull quickly. The portal's weakening. Together we can heal the wounds of this war.
Did she just call me my love too? Why does everyone call me that? God's fist, goddess.
Don't be afraid. No power exists that would dare to defy us. There would be no evil we could not overcome.
Pick up the skull! Bring it!
Don't shirk your responsibilities, Sareth. The Skull of Shadows has been waiting 1,000 years for you. This is your burden, and yours alone.
We've been together for exactly 5 milliseconds, and already you're nagging me. Also, why am I your wuv? Freaking Sugar Magoo. Oh my gosh. Anyways.
10 centuries shall the fortress stand, walls of spirit wrapped in walls of fire. And horned lords shall bow their heads to one not yet born of the darkest
I said that earlier, Golvar. He is weirdly nice for an evil overlord.
Century of blood and strife. The moon shall darken and none know why. The resting place at last is found of the 7th who soared so high.
Traitor! You've grown as weak as your mother! Curse you and Isabel for failing me!
Have strength, Sareth. Use some of mine if you must. Ah! Hurry!
Enough! Let the work begun by the 7th dragon be finished. Here today, by my hand.
familiar.
Betrayer! I shall hunt you, what a cur that you are, you and your pretty friend! Remember that I am ancient and patient. One day I will be free, and I will teach you the full measure of agony!
And it shall be called Mass Effect 3!
The Chained One is left alone. The relic's power yet untapped. And Ashan's fate still yet unknown.
If only we'd known back then. When he tried to stop us, he tried to... That's it? That's the ending? He tried to stop Mass Effect 3. We didn't listen. Okay, skip. Skip. Is there anything past this? I'm guessing not. So, okay, we did it! The end! I think I will go ahead and give a plus to gameplay. And a negative to gameplay. First, I gotta quit. Yeah, sure. Whatever. In order to Alt-Tab, because it's an older game. So we had a plus. Where's the... Here we go. Okay, so let's get rid of this. As much as the My Love thing was ridiculous, it didn't really take away from it. So... I'll go ahead and give the ending cutscene was decent, even though it was repetitive. It's a shame the ending was kind of bleh. If I felt like being mean, I would give a negative for the story. For being uninteresting. Especially that ending. That was just... What? And now you have freed me. Oh, the end. And now I vow revenge on you. The end. That's... I mean, the cinematic direction was actually pretty decent, but that's NES level. You know what I mean? That's, you beat Bowser at the end of Mario 3. Here's like 20 seconds of a slideshow and then a curtain call. And that's just... you know what I mean? And yeah, the copy-pasting. I hate to do this, because I know this is a favorite game of many people, but as ever... That's not something I like to take into account, so I am going to give a story negative for disinteresting overall story and, frankly, bad endings. With repeated elements... What in the world? With repeated elements, far too short and truncated, and no satisfying payoff to anything. And that sounds about right. That means the story is 0. So I mentioned a Gameplay Plus. So the Gameplay Plus we're going to go ahead and give to the Rope Bow. Rope Bow is just a great tool, and clearly a lot of effort was put into the level layout to ensure you could almost always use it. And a gameplay negative for a pack of 12 ninjas. A pack of 12 ninjas, like, I want you to imagine what it would be like in a video game to fight 12 ninjas simultaneously. Just picture that. That just would be terrible. Thank you very, very much. As ever, much appreciate those subs. Thank you. Now, if there's something you'd like to put that towards, just let me know. If you would like to put it towards the all category, that's okay too. Either way, just let me know. But no, the gameplay negative is I think I'm going to kind of turn this into a pseudo-aggregate. So, what are they called? The dragons. Paukai or something like that? Black Mesa, you got it. And since I can alt-tab again, I can just do this. Black Mesa. And while we're at it, Trayfun, put it towards Breath of the Wild. Stream Rage, 26, put it towards all he actually gets down here. And Sigma 25, put it towards Oras. Yeah, the Paukai are not good. Are pretty much... They're amateur. Like, their flight animation is literally wrong. I can't be the only one that bothered, right? They just kind of... And they just did this. You could almost see someone holding the end of the string that they're just swinging them back and forth on. It just was terrible. So there's that problem. The Paukai fights are amateur in appearance and execution. Nothing interesting done to fight them or make them engaging. Most notably on the final boss. However, I've been thinking about this. I think I'm going to give the game one more positive. Not because you guys love the game, but because there's two things I think could total up to a positive. So we're going to turn this into an aggregate. So the first thing is... visual layout and design of most areas was pretty well done. And in most cases actually looked like the area they're supposed to be. Like, there were several sections, especially in the cities and the orc caves, that I was like, this looks pretty cool. You know, they've done a decent work in making this look like a decent area, especially given the limited toolkit they were working on. And the second plus is for the Cyclops fights are consistently well done and interesting. The total opposite of the Paukai fights. Like, as Takoida forced me to go through, and he was right to do this, the one where we were fighting our first undead Cyclops in the square, that was an extremely well-designed encounter for the limitations of the systems. We had the path down to completely bypass. We had the path up to completely bypass, both of which had loot. We could just run by if we wanted to. Or we could actually try and fight him, and we had several toolkits to fight him. Like, and of course, the Cyclops themselves have good AI. The fact that they'll actually reach in, like the fact that they actually coded him to reach in and grab you, or to stomp you if you're under them, or to grab you and fling you. If you remember earlier in the caves, there's a bit where the Cyclops was also, could actually move, so there's a place you could get under the rock, right? And instead of grabbing you there, what he'd do is he'd grab the rock and shift it out of the way so you can no longer hide under there. Like, it's very clear that there's some real work and attention to detail put into the Cyclops fights. So, yeah. So that puts us at story 0. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. So a net +3 to gameplay. Yeah, no, that sounds about right to me. It is a little bit hampered by the age of the game and the engine it was limited to. Whoops. I didn't mean to do that. I think they did a pretty good job with what they had available. And I enjoyed going through it. Like, there were only a few times I really got frustrated. The characters were not that great. I don't think they were plus-worthy. I don't think they were negative-worthy. Like I said, most of the story was just kind of there. And it's not really an insult. It's just I have nothing to comment on. It's like, okay, so there's Zana in your head, who isn't the best voice actress in the game. And she's just kind of, hey, you know, I'm evil, and I'm totally going to suck up to you at this one point. And then, woo. And then there's Liana, who is basically a non-character, which is funny, since she actually had I would imagine the best actor in the game was voicing Liana. There was the mage guy who sends us on our quest to begin with, who just vanished from existence. No, Zalok, absolutely not. In fact, if you're paying attention, the way they did the repeat endings was something I gave to a negative. Oh yes, and she's our love. God, who other characters were there? Duncan. Poor Duncan. He was the greatest of us. Arantir... I mean, Arantir's position in the story was interesting. As an evil person who is trying to prevent a greater evil. I mean that. That's an interesting position, but that's not even close to a plus worthy. And he only really had the 2 scenes. 3 scenes, because there was the cinematic, the pre-rendered. The chase sequence and stealing the skull. I don't actually know what you're referring to. You're going to have to help me out there. Yes, it was Gum Gum. Mid-2000s. I mean, this game came out right around the time that Neverwinter Nights 2 and Oblivion both came out. I agree with that, Golvag. The 2 characters that felt the most legitimate to me were our dad and Arantir. I was debating giving a plus for the kit, but honestly, if I was going to do that, I'd just bake that into the Ropeboat plus, because the kit is decent, but it mostly is decent because of the level design, and I've already given 2 pluses to level design and 2 pluses to physics. No, that's not an additional thing. He looked like, you know, an evil guy in a suit. Number 576. I liked the coal, the burning coal body underneath the armor. That was pretty cool. Oh yeah, the girl's dad who died pretty early. Oh yeah, rooftop chasing the ghoul. Yeah, that might qualify as a negative, because that whole thing was just kind of... But I don't think that was bad enough to qualify as a separate negative, so I'm fine with that. I could rearrange this here a bit. I'm actually going to add this to the negative we already have here, the aggregate negative. Anyways, sorry, you asked a question. A pack of 12 ninjas. Did I see the Death Stranding trailer? No. I mean, I've seen bits and pieces of it, but as of right now, we're going to have a very serious discussion on whether we do a premiere run of that game, because it kind of falls into a unique confluence of things. I'll talk about that more when I get off camera here. Let's see here. Do I think this game would have been better if it wasn't done on the Source engine? Yes, absolutely. You know why? Dishonored. Which anybody who knows me knows is a game I praise the hell out of. And Dishonored 2, which is a game I absolutely praise the hell out of. Now, this is when you tell me those are in the Source engine. I don't think they are. I'm pretty sure they're not. Now I gotta look it up. Hang on. Let's look up Dishonored. I'm gonna laugh if it really is Source engine, because holy crap. Nope. Unreal. Source is Dishonored 1 is Unreal, specifically Unreal Engine 3. And Dishonored 2, give me a second. Dishonored 2 is on it's not telling me there. Aha! They came up with their own engine, the Void engine. There you go. Well, that makes sense. Based on id Tech, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Because I could totally see that in the way it's presented. So anywho, id Tech 5 specifically is what the Void engine is based off. Nope, yep, I'm good. So let's go ahead and chop off the local